everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sasha here. Okay, so in my last video I was talking about why I think people here have no respect for others. So I don't like to be disturbed while I'm sleeping, especially early in the morning. So I don't know if you guys are able to hear all of the banging and the loud noises that have been going on around me, but for the past 2 weeks, they've been doing it at 8 o'clock in the frickin' morning. Like, the stores here aren't even open at 8 in the morning. They open at like 10 or 11, depending on what your store is, other than pharmacies and the Dipanar. They're open like, some of them are open 24 hours, some of them open really early and whatnot. But like most stores, if you go at 9 o'clock, they're not even open. So like, why are you gonna start doing construction at 8 o'clock in the morning? Like, why don't you do it in the afternoon? Like, this morning, my roommate had to go down for me because the other day, I like went down with a knife and a pan and I started banging because I was half asleep and like you kept fucking waking me up. Like, you like noise? You like noise? I can make noise too. And then they told me, fuck you, because I asked them to not make noise in the morning. Like, why don't you do it in the afternoon? Today is actually the first day that they're doing it at this hour. Usually they do it from like 8 to 10 or like 8 to 11 and then they stop and then it's quiet for the rest of the day. And it's like, what is going on? And my roommate was telling me that it's because they started drinking when they started doing all their work. So by like 10, 11 o'clock, they're like so drunk they have to stop. And I was like, that's not my fucking problem. Like, do you think I give a shit that someone's drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning just to go to work? Like, I don't do that anymore, you know what I mean? So like, I don't like, especially alcohol, like that's one thing. Like, I was never much of a big drinker anyways. So like, I don't judge alcoholics out there, but like for me, it was like, I don't understand how you can like drink alcohol that early in the morning, you know, like. But then people are like, well, yeah, how do you do drugs in the morning? Well, it's a whole lot easier to do drugs in the morning than drink alcohol. Like, how much alcohol you gotta drink in order to feel something, you know? But anyways, other than that very, very, very loud noise in the morning every day, yesterday I was at the beach, like I mentioned in my other video, and I brought my tent. So the beach yesterday was like really dead. Like in like maybe the like 2 or 3 kilometers, which is like 1 to 2 miles, let's say, we were not even 50 people on the whole beach. So like, it was really dead yesterday. I guess all the tourists of last week left. And like, we're sitting somewhere really quiet, no one's around, I'm doing my meetings, I'm doing my thing, talking to people. It's like family of like 10 or 13 people literally decide to like pop squat right beside my tent. And then one of the ladies had the audacity to lay her fucking towel right in front of my fucking door of my tent. And I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm like, is this really happening? And like, there was no one on the beach. Like, when I mean no one on the beach, like you can literally walk naked and nobody will even tell that you're naked. And anyways, I got out of the tent and I was a lot calmer than what I did last time with the noise of the pan and the knife. And I was like, what are you doing? I was like, can you not place yourself anywhere else? She's like, well, if you have a problem with it, you can go and pay for the beach. I was like, pay for the beach? I'm like, what the fuck is this chick talking about? I'm like, the beach is free. Like, what do you mean? And then I was like, okay, not a problem. But I was like, did you not see me pop my tent here? And I was like, was there nowhere else on the beach that you can sit? I'm like, it's very rude of you and very disrespectful. She turned around and she's like, this is my country, bitch. And I was like, what? I was like, I live here. Oh, she had nothing to say. Like, at all. And I was just like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? So that was something else. And then the next thing is, I don't dress, okay, like, I don't dress provocatively. I don't like to, yeah, okay, I'll wear a sports bra sometimes when I work out, because it gets really hot here and there's no air conditioning in the gyms. Like, that's, I'm not used to. So I use my tank top for like a towel because my towel gets so wet so fast. So I just use my shirt. And then I just end up taking my shirt off and I'm working out in sports bra and shorts. But my shorts go down to my knees and up over my belly button. So there's like not much skin you can see. But the men here, like, are you, like, you've never seen, it's like they've never seen a woman before. Let alone of me being, as people describe me, as white, even though I'm not white, don't consider myself white, I consider myself olive, because I'm from the Mediterranean. Like, I'm like, are you serious? Like, I would get random people stopping their car and asking me if I want to ride. Like, I didn't ask for a ride, I don't have my thumbs up, like, what's going on? And the taxi's honking at me. And like sometimes I'd go out with my roommate and we'd like go to eat or we'd go to shopping or we'd go do groceries or whatever. And like this one time he was like, I don't know how to deal with this. He's like, it makes me so annoyed. I'm like, what makes you annoyed? He's like, all the honking. He's like, it doesn't matter where we go or what we do or no matter what you're wearing, people are gonna honk. And I was like, yeah, I kind of got used to it over the past few years, you know? He's like, past few years? I was like, yeah, since I became skinny, people treat me like a piece of meat. And it's just like, really? Like, seriously? And it's like, I don't understand, you know? And then you have like girls that are like way more skinnier than I, that don't have cellulite and don't have like saggy boobs, you know what I mean? That wear makeup and have their nails done and they're always wearing like all these fancy like Michael Kors or whatnot. They don't get fucking honked at. And if they do, they're not around when I'm around, because I'm just like, yo, where them skinny girls at? Like, I know I'm not a toothpick, like, I'm more like a thumb than like a pinky, and more like a thumb. Well, like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't understand. And what also bothers me about the men here is, like, I'm on the phone, and you're coming to talk to me. Like, do you not see me on the phone? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yesterday, I was on the phone talking with my business partner, like talking about business, and these two guys literally one after another, like, hi, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? Hi, how you doing? Hi, you want some cigars? Hi, how you doing? And like I didn't answer, and then eventually I was like, do you not see me on the phone? Yeah, I do. Then why are you talking to me? Oh, why are you being so rude? Like, I don't understand, like, guys out there that are watching this. Like, if a girl tells you, like, fuck off, or if a girl tells you, like, why are you doing this? Don't tell them fuck you back. Don't call them a bitch. Don't call them rude. You're the one that's fucking acting like a douchebag. Like, I don't understand. But, you know, and a little part of me is, like, very confused because, like, guys think they have the audacity to, like, come and touch me. Like, I didn't know I have, like, a target on my back that says, hey, I'm free to touch. Like, you can't even give me $1 million for you to touch me. You know what I mean? But if a girl would do that to the guy, a girl would be psychotic. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you and all of these blah, blah, bullshit. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is there still sexist going on in the world? Like, I'm not allowed to bring my own bags up my own stairs because I'm a woman? Like, what is up with that? Like, I don't even consider myself a woman. I'm non-binary. So, like, I'm not a man. I'm not a woman. I'm not anything. I am just human. I was unfortunately born into this body that have boobs and a big butt. But it doesn't mean I chose this way. I was going to do a transition back in, like, elementary school. But because back in the 90s, it was very, 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 very frowned upon. And my family told me that I was a sin, and my grandma kept dressing me up in dresses and doing pigtails in my hair. I didn't understand. And, you know, as I'm growing older, like, I started to make, like, my own decisions. I started to say, hey, you know what, like, it's time for me to, like, do what makes me happy. And, like, yeah, I got big, beefy traps. I got huge shoulders, you know what I mean? I may not have big, fat muscles, but, like, I'm not a skinny bitch. And I won't be no skinny bitch. I have muscles. Yes, I got muscles. Also pretty tall. Like, I'm 1.74 meters, or as people call it, 5'8". But like seriously, like I remember when I was working on the job site and I was doing taping, and yeah, there's a bunch of dudes. There was a few chicks, but the chicks did look like dudes. It's alright, I didn't really care, you know, but why is it because my hair was sticking out of my hard hat, it was okay to like pick on me, call me these things, call me all these different names that I don't like to be called, and like, who are you to call me a cunt? Because I told you to fuck off because you brushed by and had to touch my arm with your hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense for me. And I guess I'm very thankful that like I grew up in Montreal where it's like being gay or trans or like having that is like is acceptable. But like I realized like the moment I left like the island of Montreal, which was like, you know, a lot of people did live with like blinders, lived in like a delusional thinking. Like I was very thankful that I grew up there because like I went to this place called Seigneur Frangs and it was just like a free-for-all. I was like, oh, look, someone's butt, let's touch it. And I was just like, what the fuck? And like, I had to like turn around and like kind of be like all kept to myself. And then people were looking at me funny. And I'm like, what are you looking at? And they're like, well, you're standing weird. Yeah, because you're fucking touching me. You know what I mean? And it's just like, ugh. And then I remember a few years ago, I just had I was just so fed up of like living like that, of like being treated like that. So, yes, I'm Muslim, okay? I'm converted Muslim. Next year will be 11 Ramadans. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's wear the hijab. I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to do all of these things. But you know what was fucked up? Other than that, like, racist nature, like, when I would go around, like, Muslim brothers and sisters, it was like, why are you wearing that? Other than the fact that, like, when I had to go into the mosque, I had to wear the hijab in order to pray and, like, cover myself. But it was like, I was not covered up enough. Or, like, my hijab wasn't done enough. Or, why are you wearing a hijab? You're not born Muslim. That was the one that got me the most, was, why are you doing Muslim things when you're not Muslim? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, anybody can be any religion. It all's based on choice. You know what I mean? And then, like, other than the fact that, like, my mother would slap me every time I would wear it outside of the house. And, like, I just had to deal with all of this racist shit. Like, being back in Montreal was so racist. It was so disgusting. And it was like, I have to leave this place. It made me so sick. Like, all I just wanted to, like, use drugs all the time. I wanted to be numb. I was living in, like, on like this lustful life. Like I just had to create all of these outside issues in my head in order to feel good. And then I was like, I come here and I did the same thing, and I was like, all right, so I'm just gonna put this certain mindset and I'm gonna like, okay, just remove all of the negative. And it was like, what are you doing? You're not living your full life. You have to live positive and you have to live negative. And as I've been doing that this past week, I've been getting all of these, like, I don't know what you call it, but, like, God has been throwing all of these crazy things at me. Like, these random people's, hey, you want to smoke crack cocaine? I haven't touched this shit in over 12 years. Like, why the fuck am I being asked this now? You know? Like, why don't you offer me weed? Offer me, like, MDMA or something. Or, like, offer me a drink. Like, even though I'm going to say no to all of them. But, like, crack cocaine, of like all the things to be offered, you know? So I'm very, very, very thankful that like I'm able to see life on both spectrums, where like here, most people here are like poor as fuck, but I'm also able to see like the rich as fuck people. And it's very interesting to see that like the rich people like don't go out, or if they do go out, they like go somewhere and then they go back home. I don't know if they're like cartels or not or whatnot, but like cartel, they live like all the way down the road. Like I ended up in cartel zone the other day. I was trying to help out my friend. I wanted to do like a really nice deed. And they told me, they were like, all right, all you gotta do is give the birth certificate and then like your friend will be released. So I was like, okay, cool. My friend's father-in-law got him to send like the birth certificate down here by FedEx. FedEx are a bunch of liars, by the way. Don't believe anything FedEx tells you. Okay, other than that, I had our birth certificate sent here with the marriage certificate, all of this stuff, blah, 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 blah. So then I give them to my friend. He goes, gives it to the lawyer to get sent out. And then for some weird reason, they want to deport her. So, like, I don't know if I was lied to, or I don't know if someone didn't tell me, like, the full story. But then they wanted me to get more involved, involve myself, call the consulate, do all this stuff. And I was like, I know I'm Canadian, that I'm here, but, like, I don't want to put myself in jeopardy because, like, I don't know what, or someone didn't decide to tell me, like, the full news. So I had to take a step back. Like, I know I did what I could, and, like, I couldn't do anymore. So hopefully she's out. You know, I can only keep my fingers crossed. I haven't really spoken to them in a while. Well, because, you know, her son's autistic. Like, her son's needs his mommy. Like, why are you going to kick him out? Like, it just doesn't... Anyways, there's things here that... There's a lot of things here in Mexico that, like, don't make sense. And I've have to come to learn to this, to realize that I know I'm not back home. And I have to realize that, like, not everybody knows what respect means. Not everybody cares about how you feel. Not everybody is going to think about how you feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this noise is still going on. And one of the neighbors had to start playing really loud music in order to mask that sound. And, like, I don't understand. And also, I also don't understand another reason why, like, how parents can't even send their children to school. Like, why are you not sending your children to school? There's a lot of things here that confuse me. And, like, I don't know. Like, I don't get it. And if it's one thing I don't like to feel is confused, because it makes me feel like I was, like, cornered in a wall like that. You see that string or that tube for my air conditioning? That's how I feel when I feel confused. And, like, I just try to understand. And, like, I've been downloaded an application, like, last week to teach myself some Spanish. Oh, sorry. And I've been doing really well. I've been learning a lot. But then when they speak so fast. And then I just end up speaking French because, like, I don't know why. Because a lot of the words in Spanish, like, resemble a lot of the French. Like, el restaurante is, like, the restaurant. And then in French, it'd be le restaurant. So for me, it's like, okay, it's so much easy. Thank God I speak French. But I still don't understand, like, how can you not have respect for other people? Like, it really confuses me, like, at all. Like, people are telling me, like, oh, don't dress nice here. And I was like, why? They're like, well, they'll kidnap you thinking that people you know back home have lots of money. I was like, well, that would suck for me because people I know back home aren't rich. And I was like, the rich people, like, don't tell people that they're rich. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Like, why is it okay if you wear, like, fake Nikes and portray this whole richness, but someone who's going to wear real Nikes, you're going to go and kidnap them and think them that they're, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe somebody can help me, like, figure this out. Because I'm really confused, and, like, I walk around with a knife on me at all times now because I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I got this knife. It's about, like, this big. And the blade is, like, that long and the handle's, like, tiny. It's made out of onyx and there's gold in it. Yeah, obviously it's fancy. But, like, on Friday, which was a few days ago, my roommate, he took last week off because his brother was here. Someone owed someone 50 pesos. So they were all smoking meth and drinking alcohol, and one person was like, all right, everybody pitch in 50 pesos, which is $2.50 American, okay? $2.50 American, okay, is 50 pesos. So the guy goes downstairs, and then apparently he comes back upstairs, and he's like, I'm 50 pesos short. So what happened? They fucking stabbed him 4 times and beat the shit out of him in the office. Everybody was watching. The owner of the company sat there and watched. A girl filmed it and no one did anything. Then they took the guy after he was stabbed and put him in his car. No one knows what happened to this dude after. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? $2.50? You're gonna fight over for someone for $2.50? Like, I don't, like, for me, I don't understand. Like I'm saying, I'm feeling confused here a lot. And I've been noticing that this past, like, week and a few days, I've been full of resentment, and I've been full of anger, and I've been doing step 4s, and I've been trying to, like, relinquish myself, live and let live, but, like, how the fuck do you stab someone for 50 pesos? Like, it's not even $20. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to finish the video here. I think we're passing, like, the 20-minute mark. Leave me your comments. Leave me your queries. And I'm very interested. And, yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Yeah. And, oh, Puppy's here. Puppy's taking a nap. So Puppy's not going to say bye to you today. But I am. So bye, like, subscribe, comment. I love you.